I'd like to outline here a couple of problems during the deployment of agents that you may encounter on the way to working systems. And this week I have gone through a couple of lessons that I would like to share here. And the first lesson is Langsmith is the perfect place for me to stop at because it literally teaches you the fundamentals of everything. And for example, it gives you the understanding on how the environments work, how you can mess up the configurations of the environment variables, how like all the deployment configurations differ from the local configs and stuff. And literally it's the perfect blend of safe to try and to ideal enough for the really good production that you're working on. So Langsmith is my big recommendation on this if you want to have a good evaluation metrics on your systems, agent systems. The second lesson, which is the lesson of lessons, is the architectures really are the core of everything, and you cannot delegate it fully to your model that you're working with. Because I had a problem this week. The streaming didn't work, and I didn't realize what was going on for like the whole day. And on the next day, I was like, oh, I'm gonna go to Studio and try it all out in Studio. And when I click on the Studio and Langsmith, I see that, oh, this is actually it. My whole architecture is messed up because there was a start, intent, a clarifier, and that clarifier went straight to the end. Whereas in parallel, you had intent, clarifier, planner, knowledge base, etc., etc. And you had those two parallel paths of how agents would work, but it doesn't make sense, does it? So that was the moment when something clicked, that I asked it to refactor in some way my architecture, all my nodes and stuff, but it's literally you cannot delegate such things, because this is the core logic of your production. And the more you build such systems, the more you realize, oh wow, this is actually what makes it unique, the core logic. Because if it can be easily replicated, then it's not as unique probably of a production. The third question that I've learned is a very cool one, is that ask obsessively. You go to plan mode in Cursor or whatever IDE you use, and you ask questions as much as possible. I've learned this from one of the members of Cursor team. He was he was making a post the other day on X about how does the hiring process inside a company works. And I might be mistaken by expressing some of the details here, but he was saying something like, you are given like 2 days, and in those 2 days of trial, you should build some feature that you've never seen, for example, that you've never built, that you just don't know about. And the only way to do that is really by asking as many questions as you can. And by asking and executing and making those checkpoints, and actually when something clicks on, this is how it works, this is how backend connects, this is how I can integrate that, this is how I can this is the design and stuff. This is the most productive thing that I've done this week. You open plan mode or ask. I don't use ask because I like plan mode more for some reasons which I'm not aware of. And you ask a ton of questions, but you brainstorm at the same time. You just literally focus on what do you know, and you read the docs, or you don't read the docs. You just ask a lot of questions, and then something will click sooner or later. Like something will click. So that's it. I have some of the things to get done for the project. For example, fix the streaming and rendering thing, fix the design, polish it up completely, and then just literally work on the architecture panel section, because it is literally the thing that differentiates everything, the whole project, from everything else, because this is the thing that's gonna make you system design for your AI projects. And I believe in that so much. You can tell that probably by seeing me doing this for the third month. And yeah, this is everything I have to tell.